Alright guys, I hope you're doing fine as always. Today I'm making a new video about the most requested video ID on the Discord server. This is how to find your next spot coins. This is a strategy that I personally use to find my spot bags. So keep in mind this is a strategy for the bull market, not the bear market. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. Alright, so now we're here on TradingView. So the first thing you need to do is find a coin that did not really had this run up yet. For example, here I'm on on the Cadena chart, KDA. This one had its run up, but I did shout this out in the Discord server once we were sitting around the 60 to 70 cents level. So right here. So you could see prices were still pretty low. We didn't have this boom yet. So you're looking for coins that did not have this boom yet. You can find this by just going through the different coins on your exchange, or you could find this by going on CoinMarketCap, going through the different coins. You can go on CoinGecko, go through the different coins. You can go on Crypto Bubbles and see which coins did not pump in the last days or months or weeks, and so on. So that's step one you have to do is find a coin that did not have this massive run up yet. For example, on last live stream yesterday, we did have a look at Lux. You could see here on the daily chart, it really didn't have this bump up yet. So you're looking for coins similar to that. Let's go back to the Cadena chart. So once you've spotted this coin, let's say that did not have this big bump yet, what you need to do is either go to CoinGecko, so I'll put a link in the description. You go to categories, and here you can find different categories of coins. So let's say I'm looking for a layer 1. You can also find coins that didn't pump yet right here. You can see the price movement in the last 7 days. You can go through it. So for the example of Cadena, you don't even need to go to the layer 1s. You can just go, let's go back to CoinGecko. You can just type in Cadena. I select Cadena. I scroll down a little bit. What do we see here? Categories. It's in 4 different categories. Protocol, smart contract platform, layer 1, multiple capital portfolio, and proof of work, POW. So now you know in what categories this is. So we can go back to our categories. So Cadena, for example, was in layer 1. Now we can have a look and compare our Cadena coin to these coins. So if we switch back to TradingView, okay, so now we're back on TradingView. I did take a screenshot of the big layer 1 coins, or at least, what is it, 3, 6, the top 9 layer 1 coins. That can be others as well, doesn't matter, or can be more. And now all we are going to do is compare this chart to the other layer ones that did have their move up. So we know Bitcoin had a big move up, but is it a good idea to compare to Bitcoin? I'm now on the perpetual chart. You can do this on the spot charts better, but okay. Let's just keep it fair and do the spot charts as we should be doing on the spot charts. We have Cadena. Let's put our screenshot back on here. So we do it correctly, and now we do Bitcoin USDT on spot. We add it to a new price scale. Let's remove this one for a second. But you can see there's really not a lot of overlay between Bitcoin and Cadena. They're making different moves. They might follow a similar pattern, but it's not too great. Bitcoin, it's really not the best comparison. What else is there? Ethereum, Solana, we know from experience, also BNB, these really giants are not the best coins to compare it to. Next one on the list is Cardano, ADA. So we add the Cardano chart on ADA. What do we see now? There's already a lot better overlay. So we just play around with it a bit. You can see there's really a great overlay between ADA and Cadena. We can see we have consolidations, we had this move up, similar, move down, up, down, consolidation, up. You can see that it's really almost perfectly following each other, but in the big bumps, right here, let's take the arrow, ADA is always a step ahead of Cadena in this case. If we have a look at our timestamp, so here it's around 17 days, so let's call it 2 weeks. Where else is it pump? We see there's a move up here. It's around 2 weeks. We have a move up from ADA here. This is Cadena followed a week later. We had a move up here. This is not too significant, but you could see or really see in the big moves up that ADA is front running on Cadena. And it's following the prices pretty much everywhere perfectly. So if we overlap, it's almost perfectly following. And we had this big run up from ADA during the elections. But news event or not, why would it be different this time? Cadena always followed ADA every single time. So why wouldn't it this time? So if we have a look, what ADA pumped up, Cadena was sitting at these levels where we did post it in the Discord server, like 60, 70 cents, that the potential boom was coming. Because why wouldn't it follow ADA this time? And if we have a look, pretty much, again, 16 to 17 days or 2 weeks, as we said earlier here. Later, Cadena also started pumping. So this is really a correlation you have to find. You just go to CoinGecko, you find out in which category your coin is. You find coins with similar or in similar categories or similar projects. And then you just overlay the charts. Once the charts are overlaid, you look if it's front running or not. That's pretty much all you have to do for this, or to spot if your coin has a potential to run up. Find a similar project, overlay the charts, and look if it's front running or not. If you're having trouble finding coins with similar projects, you can also just go on ChatGPT, ask ChatGPT, what are some projects or crypto coins with a similar project to Cadena or to your coin, like to Lux, for example. Yesterday on a live stream, we were looking at Lux. We're back on CoinMarketCap. Let's just go to Lux, for example. You could find it's the NFT category. We click on it. We find all these different projects. We asked ChatGPT as well. ChatGPT didn't give us such a well-known project, but we just go to CoinAnk to find out. Now, what's the next step that we had to do? We put all these charts on top of Look. So now we're back on TradingView. We know from the live stream of yesterday that Cent was a pretty good comparison to Lux. So let's zoom out a little bit. It's not a perfect overlay, but you can see price action is very similar. Sometimes it's front running, sometimes it's running late, but it's a potential match, let's call it. So we could see Cent had really its run up in the last couple of days. So judging from this, if Cent is sometimes front running, sometimes back running on Lux, why would Lux not have this bump? But you really got to keep in mind when you're looking for spot holdings or spot buys, whenever you buy, there's always a potential that we see some retracement back into a range. That's just something you have to sit through on spot. It's not like you're leveraged in a position with a liquidation price or a stop loss. On spot, you just have to hold the bags and be patient and wait for its run up. So, for example, here now looks show some potential to fly up. Of course, as always, this is not financial advice. You have to do your own research. I will be looking into looks later today and see if I can find some nice entry prices and TP targets. But I know from the live stream yesterday that Cent and Lux are pretty similar in price action wise. So just judging from this fact alone, why would Lux stay behind if Cent had this massive run up? They're in the same category, they're similar project types. So you can never be sure in crypto, but 1 plus 1 is 2, and you have to make the correlations and make estimate guesses or calculated bets, let's say. So that's everyone for their own, but this is how I look for my next potential spot holdings. So now we know there's a potential boom coming. We see Cent here is taking out or has taken out its March highs. The March highs are also there for Lux, for example, already, so can be a potential TP target already. If we then put on our vector candle strategy as we usually use, we see there's also a vector candle sitting there, so another potential area to look for profits on spot. Don't mix it up with our perpetual and futures trading, because then you really need to be more careful with your entries and your stop losses. This is spot trading. But yeah, so that's how we then go for TP targets. We're looking at, for a lot of coins, there are February, March, April highs, which are sitting there to be taken for a lot of different coins. A lot of coins already have taken these highs. So we're looking for the coins with some delay. Nevertheless, you can always have a moonback and target other parts in the chart. So that's up to you. If we're looking for entries, we go to some type of lower time frames. Let's say like the 4-hour. I personally like to look for FIB retracement levels to get an entry. I like to look for fair value gaps. I like to look for vector candles and so on. So that's pretty much my strategy on how I look for spot holdings. Maybe one last thing is we can go to CoinMarketCap. So we're now here on CoinMarketCap. Here you also have categories, for example, but we're gonna look for our market caps. So for example, of Cadena, we had a market cap of 534 million. So that's still a lot of potential growth. If we look at big coins, then you know with 2-3x, it's not that realistic as you need market caps of billions and trillions, but okay, it's always possible. It's crypto, of course. But yeah, market caps are really important. If you have lower or relatively lower market caps, it's easier to have these big runs up. But the lower your market cap, also the easier to manipulate. So there will be more manipulation sometimes happening and so on. What you can do is, for potential TP targets, don't stare blindly to it, but for example here we go to market cap of. So what we just had a look at, for example, looks compared to cent. If looks reaches the market cap of cent, it would be at 32x, which I don't think it will do. But just knowing market cap wise, a lot is possible. So why would 20 cents not be possible if they're in the same categories? Both are in the NFT category we saw on CoinGecko. So why would it not be possible for looks to have a run up as Cent just have its run up in that category? So there is some money in that category. Why would it not be possible? You can always keep a moonback in case we do reach this market cap of the other projects. That would be a 32x, but you can't really be that greedy, and a 2 to 3x or 4x is already a very, very great investment for spot. So I would recommend sticking to the charts, stick to your TP zones on the charts, but for moonbakes you can always hold a little position to the market cap of a bigger coin in the same category. Alright, so that is pretty much my strategy for how I look for altcoins to buy on spot and what I personally use to look for targets and entry levels. I hope this video was at least somewhat helpful for you, but of course, always stick to your own plan. Just because I use this does not mean you have to use this. If you have a different plan for spot coins, stick to it. There is no right or wrong in trading, so always stick to your plan. And don't be too scared if you see 10, 15, 20% drawdown on your altcoins. Altcoins are super volatile, so yeah, it's normal that you sometimes see your portfolio in the red. So let's see here for Cadena, for example, we had a run of nearly 300% in a time span of 2-3 weeks. So it doesn't matter if you first see this, for example, if you entered here, if you first had this 30% drawdown. That's just trading for you, so it happens, and you just gotta sit through it. A perfect entry, of course, is always nice, but you will very, very rarely get your perfect entry. So don't be scared if you see your coin dropping all of a sudden, as long as we're still in the bull market. We do have a good chance, or there is a good potential that we'll still see a run up, so don't sell early, don't be someone with weekends, as we call it in the space, so that's really just something you have to sit through. So that was pretty much everything for my part. So as always, if there are any more questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section or on the Discord server, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care and see ya. Bye bye.